Hey, Shalom, it's your brother Yuanathan. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. All right, so I was Googling how many vitamins does the human body need to survive the other day. And, it tells you the 13 vitamins that you need. It gives you a list. Okay? Then I got to thinking, well, damn, how did they come to this conclusion? How did these all find this out exactly? All right, so then I came across this guy, Lionel Pett. He was a doctor, born in Canada, 1909, died in 2003, almost lived 100 years old. Okay, this guy was running human trials on Northern Kingdom children. Starving them and giving them food with varying levels of vitamins and nutrients. To discover this research, a lot of these children develop bone deformities, anemia, but the Canadian government knew about this and they still approved these trials that this guy was running. All right, this is another rendition of the Atrocities of Edom and the tab that they built up. They soaked this land with blood. They soaked the whole entire earth with blood, and chiefly the blood of the nation of Israel. So there is a recompense for it. All right, so like I stated before, this devil has built up a huge tab. And as you go through the volume of the book, that tab is spoken of and how it's going to be recompensed. Okay, right now, the inquisition of this devil is being made known unto the nation of Israel, to the elect of the nation of Israel, and to all the world. So this is 2 Ezra 6 and 18. It says, "It is said, the time is near when I will come to judge the people living on earth." And even this devil sees the signs and omens of that. First off, we've woken up to the truth, okay, which is a signifier that we're in the time of the end, pursuing to Daniel, the 12th chapter and the 4th verse, right? Also, they're seeing all these chariots in the sky. They're seeing chariots in the waters in space. Chariots as big as planets, and NASA's been reporting on this, and nobody's paying attention. But the elites of Edom, they know what time it is. They know they have but a little time, which is why they're trying to ramp up their NWO plan. Okay? I will punish those who have hurt others with their injustice, specifically the nation of Israel. That's who the Lord is concerned with. Jerusalem's humiliation will come to an end. Okay? And Jerusalem always is a people before it's a place. Okay, now we go to Amos 1 and 11. It says, "The Lord says, the people of Edom have sinned again and again. And for this, I will certainly punish them. They hunted down their relatives, the Israelites, and showed them no mercy. Their anger had no limits, and they never let it die." They have a perpetual hatred, like it says here in Ezekiel 35 and 5. "You were Israel's constant enemy," and they still are until this day, "and let her people be slaughtered in the time of disaster, the time of their final punishment for her sins, when we were fleeing destruction from the Babylonians." These devils waited at the escape routes and would slaughter our people, trying to escape the persecution from the Babylonians. All throughout history, they perpetually did things like this. They have a huge debt to pay, and it's not going to be revoked. All right, Ezekiel 35 and 5 in the GNT again from the top. It says, "You were Israel's constant enemy, and let her people be slaughtered in the time of her disaster, the time of their final punishment for her sins. So then, as surely as I, the sovereign Lord, am the living God, death is your fate, and you cannot escape it. You are guilty of murder, and murder will follow you." go to the book of Obadiah, and we'll start here at verse 13. And again, this is in the GNT. All of these are. You should have not entered into the city of my people to gloat over their suffering and to seize their riches on the day of their disaster. You should have not have stood at the crossroads to catch those trying to escape. You should have not have handed them over to the enemy on the day of their distress. The day is near when I, the Lord, will judge all nations. Edom, what have you done? So like what you have done will be done to you. So these white folks, they're feeling it deep down in their spirit today. They're losing their, we're losing our country. No, you're losing your rulership. You're about to lose your freedom as well. You got to be chained up. You got to go to jail. And that justice isn't going to be recompensed within the system. It's going to be recompensed upon the return of the Lord, which is why we hasten the day. All right, verse 15. The day is near when I, the Lord, will judge all nations. Edom, what you have done will be done to you. You will get back what you have given. My people have drunk a bitter cup of punishment on my sacred hill. But all the surrounding nations will drink. They will drink it all and vanish away. All of these nations played a part in our demise. All of these nations aided and abetted Esau in his deeds. Okay? Go to Psalms 83rd chapter. It lists off all the nations that were in cahoots with this devil, that were in agreement with him. They too must have a recompense, but chiefly the nation of Esau is the one the Lord is really going to demolish. That's why in Obadiah 18 it tells you that his line eventually is going to be put out of the earth. He's not even going to exist on the earth after that 1,000-year period. Okay? Verse 16 here. It says, my people have drunk a bitter cup of punishment on my sacred hill. But all the surrounding nations will drink a still more bitter cup of punishment. More bitter. Because you go to Revelation 18:6, it talks about this devil receiving twice what they dished out. It's going to be twice as bad. Of course, minus all the unlawful things that they did. Because there is a lawful way to do slavery. There's a lawful way to have a nation in servitude. Okay. Verse 17. But on Mount Zion, some will escape, and it will be a sacred place. It says some. Now, all the nation of Israel are going to be quiet and safe in the kingdom. The people of Jacob will the people of Jacob and of Joseph, all 12 tribes, will be like fire. They will destroy the people of Esau as fire burns stubble. No descendant of Esau will survive. I, the Lord, have spoken. So this is a decree from the master of the universe. This is going to take place. And this is their destiny, and nobody can rewrite that. Nobody can hold that back. Okay? Now let's go to Sirach 12:10. So this is to the, the tender-footed Israelites. It says, never trust thine enemy. This man isn't going to change. He's not your friend, and he wasn't created to be your friend. In Proverbs, it tells you that the Lord created all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. This is their purpose, to be our enemy. You can't change that. And you can't hold back the judgment that's coming upon his head. Verse 10, never trust thine enemy. That's what it reads in the KJV. His wickedness is as destructive as rust. All right? Watch out and be on guard against him. And the elder Ariala here in the Dallas camp with the C. Kirk situation, he wanted all the brothers after camp. He said, hey man, be careful how you deal around Edomites in these times. Shut your mouth. You don't need to be having elaborate conversation about your worldview to anybody, and especially not to the Edomites in this time. All right? They'll use it to trap you. So right now, remember, we're behind enemy lines. Right now, we're secret agents in a way, behind enemy lines. You don't want to show your hand. All right, again, it reads, never trust an enemy. His wickedness is as destructive as rust. Watch out and be on guard against him, even if he acts ever so humble, he is like a metal mirror that rusts away if you don't keep it polished. Okay? Seat an enemy at your right hand, and the next thing you know, he'll be trying to get your own place of honor. Put him next to you, and he will overthrow you. Keep these people where they're supposed to be. They don't need to know anything about you. You need to be a mystery to people in the world. You need to walk uprightly and be a mystery. People don't need to know personal things about you. They don't need to be in your space. You don't need to hang out with them outside of work. You don't need to be around people who are in this thing of ours, man, because they're going to be turned into enemies against you, especially Edomites. Like what? Why would you have them in your proximity if you don't have to? Okay? Then you will realize the truth of my words and be stung with regret when you remember them. All right? Don't be that guy. So, it's another rendition of the Atrocities of Edom. That guy in Canada, that doctor in Canada, running those trials on those Northern Kingdom children. It's just another blade of grass in the field of all the wicked atrocities that he's committed. So Abaratazah, the lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Ahashem, or HaHaKadosh. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.